Right. Get ready for this one, because in today's deep dive, we're going from, like, picking flowers in a small village to making millions with e-commerce.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
wild.
is a crazy story.
Yeah.
We're going to be breaking down this awesome YouTube video by Jordan Welch.
Yeah.
He goes and meets these two young entrepreneurs, Samuel and Ruben, and they are absolutely crushing it in the e-commerce world.
I mean, just the speed of their transformation is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
just a few years ago, they were making $2 an hour picking flowers, and now they're bringing in $2.5 million every month.
It's nuts. It's mind-blowing.
It is.
And today we are going to unpack exactly how they did that.
Yeah.
You know, we're not just going to rehash their journey.
Right.
We're going to dig into the specifics.
Yeah, the how.
Yes. The how, the
Yeah.
strategies, the mindset shifts,
Mindset is huge.
the decisions they made that allowed them to grow this quickly.
Think of it like reverse engineering their success.
I like it.
We're going to extract those actionable insights that you can apply to your own e-commerce business.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Their story starts in this tiny village in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
where entrepreneurship really wasn't the norm.
Not at all.
Samuel even talks about feeling different,
Yeah.
knowing that there was something more out there for him.
Yeah, it's that classic story
Right.
of somebody that doesn't quite fit the mold,
Totally.
and they have this burning desire for something bigger.
Yeah.
And for Samuel, that desire was amplified by this sense of urgency.
Yes.
He was 18, broke, and he desperately needed to make a change.
Yeah, he said he literally had only $20 in his bank account
Wow.
at the time. Talk about hitting rock bottom.
Yeah.
And that's when he discovers e-commerce,
Through YouTube.
just by going down like a YouTube rabbit hole.
Which is so common for entrepreneurs. I
Right.
mean, it really is like a perfect example of opportunity presenting itself
Yeah.
in these unexpected ways. He was still in school, had limited resources, but he didn't let that stop him.
No.
He immediately started experimenting with drop shipping and print on demand.
Yes.
Just dove in headfirst.
It's so interesting because so many people get stuck in the planning phase, right?
Hmm.
Waiting for that perfect moment or the perfect idea.
All the time.
But Samuel just took action.
He took action.
Just got started and figured it out as he went.
That's such a recurring theme in their story.
Yes.
They are not afraid to experiment, to make mistakes, to constantly iterate.
I love that. Okay, so he starts dabbling in print on demand.
Which is basically customizing products.
Right. Like T-shirts, mugs.
Mugs, yeah.
Or-
Phone cases.
Yeah, he had some initial success with that,
Yeah.
but his first real breakthrough came when he shifted to drop shipping camo-designed headsets.
And the interesting thing here is that he wasn't just selling any headsets.
Right.
He was selling them as Fort mics.
Clever.
Yeah, he was capitalizing on the huge popularity of Fortnite
Oh, that's smart.
at the time.
Okay, so he's already showing this knack for identifying trends
Yeah.
and finding ways to tap into these existing markets
Absolutely.
instead of trying to create something brand new.
He understood that you don't always have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Sometimes it's about finding a proven concept
Yes.
and just putting your own little spin on it.
Yeah, and this Fort Mike idea blew up.
Yeah.
He was making $10,000 a month.
Which for an 18-year-old with zero experience is incredible.
That's insane.
It really is a testament to his ability to recognize opportunity to take action
Yeah.
and execute effectively.
I love it. But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
That $10,000 a month was just the tip of the iceberg.
Wow.
His big leap came when he pivoted from those niche headsets
Okay.
to a broader approach, fashion dropshipping.
Interesting.
His revenue exploded
How much?
up to $75,000 a month.
Wow, that's a massive jump.
Oh, I know.
What was it about that shift to fashion
Right.
that allowed him to scale so rapidly?
Yeah. Was it the products, the marketing strategy, something else entirely? These are the questions that we need to answer
know.
to extract those golden nuggets for our listener.
And luckily, they do share some of their strategies later in the video.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's fascinating how that one shift
Right.
to a broader product category
Yeah.
unlocked that kind of growth.
Yeah.
You hear so much about niching down early on, so
Okay.
it really challenges that advice.
I wonder if it was their experience with the Fort Mics
Oh, interesting.
that kind of taught them about, how trends can be lucrative but also risky.
Right.
And maybe they saw fashion as more sustainable,
Yeah.
more evergreen.
It's like knowing when to broaden your scope and when to double down
Yes.
on that niche.
Okay, so they're riding this wave of success with fashion drop shipping, hitting all those major financial milestones. 6 figures a month, $1 million, 2,000,046.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're very open about the fact that this didn't happen overnight. They had to experiment, try different products, face failures.
Of course.
You know, it's a good reminder for anyone listening who's maybe feeling discouraged by setbacks.
Oh, really?
Samuel actually says, feeling is a part of growth.
I love that quote.
You can't let those tough moments derail you.
Yeah, you got to embrace the failures.
You have to.
No.
And he stresses over and over again that you can't get emotionally attached to your products.
Yeah.
Like he says, leave your emotions out of this stuff.
Right.
Detach from your personal preferences and focus on the data.
Focus on the data. Yeah.
Which leads us right back to the Facebook ad library.
Yes, their favorite tool.
I know. It's free. It's a gold mine of information.
It is.
You can see what ads are working,
right.
what offers are converting.
Yeah, what's resonating with people in different markets.
And they're not just passively browsing the ad library.
Okay.
They're using specific search techniques.
Oh, wow.
Like inputting keywords related to discounts or free shipping.
That's smart.
To see what's working.
So they're really using the ad library like a roadmap.
Yes. It's a live feed of proven concepts.
I love that. Okay, so let's say I'm a listener. I'm thinking, this sounds great, but where do I even start? Like, let's say I'm interested in fitness products.
Okay.
What are some search terms I could use to find those hidden gems?
So you could start by searching for like popular fitness trends.
Okay.
Like home workout equipment or yoga mats.
Okay.
You could also search for brand names
Oh, interesting.
of popular fitness influencers or companies.
Got it.
To see what they're promoting.
Yeah, what about like geographic targeting?
Oh, yeah.
Could you use the ad library to see what's selling well in specific countries?
Absolutely. You can filter by location.
Okay.
So let's say you find an ad for a unique resistance band set
Okay.
that's doing really well in Australia.
Okay.
You could use that insight
Yeah.
to source a similar product,
Okay.
launch it in the U.S. market.
Where it might not be saturated yet.
Exactly. Okay, so Samuel and Ruben started with general dropshipping, but they eventually transitioned to building their own brands.
Right.
And this is where their story takes another turn.
Okay.
Samuel went through a really dark period a couple years ago.
Yeah. He talks about that.
Yeah, it was rough.
It sounds like it.
His business was struggling. He was dealing with health issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good reminder that everyone faces adversity,
Totally.
even those who seem like they have it all figured out.
Right.
He talks about experiencing physical pain, memory loss, shortness of breath.
Wow.
He said he even had nightmares about his business failing
That's intense.
as a low point. And during this time, he turned to his faith.
You know, it's interesting how faith plays such a big role in their story.
Yeah.
It's clearly a driving force for them.
Yes, a source of strength and resilience.
And it speaks to the importance of having that belief system.
Yeah.
That's something to keep you grounded when times are tough.
Absolutely. And it's not just blind faith either. They're both very practical in their approach to business,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to finances and spending.
This is where things get interesting.
They challenge conventional wisdom about frugality and saving.
Oh, really?
They believe that expenses can be a motivating force.
Wow.
Remember Samuel's story about the $4,000 a month apartment in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
He said that financial pressure pushed him to new levels,
Wow.
and now his goal is to spend $1 million a month.
I mean, is that even sustainable?
I don't know. It's a risky strategy,
It is.
but maybe there's a lesson here about the power of belief.
Maybe.
If you believe you're going to be successful, you're more likely to take action.
You have to believe it.
You do. Okay, so let's talk about Ruben.
Okay.
He joined the business during this difficult period.
It's like the classic story of the hero finding their sidekick.
I know. Right when they need it most.
Exactly.
And Ruben brought much-needed support and expertise,
Yeah, he has a background in finance.
which is very different from Sam. I wonder how their different skill sets
Yeah.
contributed to their success.
Maybe Ruben provided the financial discipline,
Yeah,
while Samuel brought the creative vision.
I can see that.
It shows the power of having a diverse team
Yeah.
with those complementary strengths.
It's also about having someone you trust,
Yeah, for sure.
someone who shares your vision.
And who's willing to weather those storms with you.
Exactly. And together they managed to turn the business around.
They did.
Took it from the brink of failure
Wow.
to $1 million monthly profits.
That's resilience.
That's partnership.
For sure.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And just when they thought they'd reached the peak of success,
Yeah.
they get an offer to buy their business
What?
for almost $10 million.
No way.
Most people would jump at that,
I would.
but they decided to decline the offer.
Why?
They realized that the business wasn't just about money anymore.
Right.
It had become something they were passionate about,
I see.
something they were proud of.
They built it from scratch.
Yeah.
Overcame challenges.
And created this brand that resonated with them
That's awesome.
on a deeper level.
It's about more than just the money.
It is.
It's about fulfillment and purpose.
Exactly.
Mm.
And that brings us to the final chapter of their story,
Okay.
where we'll dive into their specific strategies for scaling and building those brands.
Awesome. I'm excited for this.
Me too. We'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Bye.
I'm still thinking about that $10 million offer.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, that takes some serious guts
It really does.
to walk away from that kind of money.
Yeah, it shows you what they really value.
Right. It's like they shifted from just wanting a quick payout
Yeah.
to having this long-term vision.
Right.
They weren't just selling products anymore.
They were building an empire.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about their scaling process.
Okay.
They're pretty transparent about the fact that they didn't start with their own brands.
Yeah.
They started with general dropshipping,
Right.
focusing on testing and finding what works
Makes sense.
before investing in building a brand.
Especially for beginners.
Yeah. It's a way to validate ideas,
Totally.
gain experience,
Yeah.
before diving into the more complicated world of branding.
Right.
But they also emphasize that you shouldn't stay in general dropshipping forever.
Right.
The goal is to transition to building your own brands.
Yeah. That's where the real leverage is.
Right. Because when you have a strong brand,
Yeah.
you have more control
You do.
over your pricing, your messaging, your customer relationships.
Yeah. You're not just a reseller anymore.
Right.
You're a creator.
Yes. Okay, so they have this process they use
Okay.
to identify winning product categories
Yeah.
and build brands around them.
What is it?
So one of their key insights is to look for products that have a high perceived value,
Okay.
but a low cost of goods sold.
That makes sense.
That allows for bigger profit margins.
Yeah. And more flexibility with marketing.
Right. They also talk about choosing products
Yeah.
that solve a specific problem
Oh,
or
yeah.
fulfill a need
Right.
for your target audience.
So it's not just about chasing trends,
No, it's about creating products that people actually want and need.
right? Like solving a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to invest in product development
Yeah.
and quality control.
Right.
They understand that to build a lasting brand,
Yeah.
you need products that are not just desirable,
Sure.
but durable and reliable.
Right.
It's about exceeding expectations.
And building that reputation for quality.
Okay, so once they have that winning product,
Yeah.
they don't just throw it up on a website.
No.
They're very strategic about their branding and marketing.
Right.
They create a cohesive story
Yeah.
that resonates with their target audience.
What do they call that?
They talk about crafting a compelling brand narrative
Okay.
that connects with people on an emotional level
Interesting.
and differentiates you from the competition.
It's not just through words either, right?
No, they have a consistent visual identity
Okay.
across all their marketing channels.
That makes sense.
Website, social media, packaging.
Yeah. It's about creating that memorable experience.
Exactly. And they're big on influencer marketing
Oh, yeah. Huge these days.
to build brand awareness and credibility.
Makes sense.
They've worked with some big names in their niche
Oh, wow.
to connect with a wider audience.
Smart. It's like tapping into a pre-built community.
Right. And they don't just choose influencers randomly.
Right.
They pick those whose values align with their brand.
So it's authentic.
Yes. It's about relationships,
Mm-hmm.
not just transactions.
Totally.
Okay, so they've obviously achieved incredible success with paid advertising.
Right.
But they're not solely reliant on it.
Okay.
They're also building an organic presence
Right.
through content marketing and social media.
You got to diversify those channels.
You do. They regularly share behind-the-scenes stuff,
Oh, cool.
give tips and advice,
Yeah.
and engage with their followers.
So it's about community building.
Yes. And it all ties back to their core philosophy.
Okay, what's that?
Find what's working.
Okay.
Copy it, make it better,
Make it better.
and execute relentlessly.
I like that. It's simple but powerful.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm realizing that Samuel and Ruben's story,
Yeah.
it's not just about e-commerce.
Right.
It's about mindset resilience, the pursuit of gold.
They've shown us that success isn't a destination.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
Yes. A journey that requires constant learning,
Yes.
pushing beyond your comfort zone.
They've challenged us to question everything
Yes. Embrace discomfort.
and believe that anything is possible.
if you're willing to put in the work.
Right.
And they remind us that true success,
Yeah.
it's not just about money.
No.
It's about building something you're passionate about.
That makes a difference.
So what's one thing you can change today,
Yeah.
inspired by their story,
Right.
to move closer to your own goals?
What's one step you can take?
What action can you implement
Right now.
that will push you forward on your journey?
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Take that step today.
Keep moving forward.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive
Yeah, this was awesome.
into the world of e-commerce entrepreneurship and the power of belief
We'll catch you next time.
on The Deep Dive.